Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 13 of season 2 of the F124 driver career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. 2 races to go before F1 heads to its summer break after the Belgian Grand Prix. But of course, yeah, we've still got a whole lot to do inside this series before that summer stretch. Obviously, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday from Silverstone, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. Of course, currently, when this video goes live, I'm actually away at the Spa 24 this weekend at Belgium. So I've tried to record as many videos in advance as I possibly can for you guys as well. Of course, if you're enjoying the content, please do make sure you drop a sub on the channel. We are mighty close now to 130,000 subscribers, and yeah, having a lot of fun obviously with F124 still. But I mentioned in yesterday's video how we might have got a contract offer through from Ferrari. That turned out not to be true, at least yet anyway. The team holding off as we head towards, maybe we'll get an offer as we go into the summer break. Only time will tell. But of course, yeah, we got obviously all of our objectives that we need to set ready for this weekend. Hungary is not my favourite track in the F1 world, so I'll have to wait and see as to how we get on as well. Taking a look at the Drivers' Championship, Sergio Perez now, the gap at the top has been cut down to 32 points after Verstappen had a bit of a torrid time last time out at Silverstone. We are in P9. We've got all 4 Brits lined up in a row as Lando, Norris heads, Hamilton, Russell and myself. But yeah, we need to try and take some points out of Yuki Tsunoda in P5 there, who has now got a 23-point lead over myself. We've got a few new engine components going onto the car as well, ready for this weekend. So yeah, let's head out then onto the track here at Hungary.
The Hungaroring awaits, practice awaits. Our drivers and teams are getting ready for the day to begin. Plenty to learn and refine.
Hungary, I always find, kind of sticks out as a track that I don't enjoy inside a string of like 4 or 5 races, and that I find really good fun on the F1 games. I think that's probably what makes me dislike it even more, is obviously the fact now, it sits in with your Silverstones, with your Belgiums, your Austrias, and Monza as well. Don't really care for the Dutch Grand Prix either, it must be said. This track though, yeah, a bit like, I can't remember where it was, I think it was Mexico. I was saying in the driver career mode a couple of days ago. It's a bit more fun on this year's game because you've got so much front end in the car. But yeah, certainly, not expecting to have a particularly good weekend here. Don't really feel like this place is going to play into our hand. We've been a little bit lucky in the last couple of Grand Prix. Things have fallen into place for us, especially last time out at Silverstone. But there's only so many times we can call it luck, and sometimes I've got to give myself a bit of credit. Around our way, though, through the final couple of corners. The car has got pretty decent rotation here, despite the fact the track really isn't rubbered in. That should be purple, just about. Fine, yeah, has not been my strong point in recent weekends, so hopefully we can try and build ourselves up a little bit of extra confidence as we try and do the sim run. Looks like we've actually got decent straight line speed still in the car, but yeah, that's not that relevant here. It's, it's up there with Monaco and Zandvoort on this game, and even Singapore to a slightly lesser degree. But yeah, high downforce, having a car that is efficient in the corners is so important around here. And based on the inner sector 1, I'm trying not to use my overtake mode so we get a better idea how competitive we were going to be. But yeah, the last time we made it out of Q1 was Spain, so we really have not had much luck. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not feeling confident as we go into qualifying. 1.6 seconds down. Admittedly, I have completely messed up this lap. I think we're going to put free practice behind us and just pray that things fall our way.
It is time for the drivers to dance on the edge. You are never resting, you are never still in qualifying for the Hungarian Grand Prix right here at the Hungaroring.
We've taken a huge gamble then with the car setup ready for this qualifying session. We are running completely maxed out downforce. My hope is that maybe we can elevate ourselves up the order, because if we start at the back, then I think we're going to really struggle to make any progress here today. But as we round our way to start the first lap then, Hulkenberg again down in P17. It seems to be us, the Saubers, and Logan Sargent now that always end up out in Q1, and that's not good. Obviously, we managed to get a little bit of data about the way the car handles from that free practice program. Definitely can't attack the curb up through turn 4. It just unsettles the car a little bit and pushes the front end out on the exit. As we make our way then down in towards this middle sector. I mean, it's so difficult. You're trying to bounce over the curbs, but keep the car planted underneath you. Definitely a bit more grip than we saw in free practice. But yeah, this is one of the tracks where you've actually still got to be very, very careful of the curbs inside F124. Make more of those curbs flat, and this is actually quite a fun venue as well here. But 2 tenths up at the moment then on Kevin Magnussen, so I would take a return to Q2. Just weird how it seems to always happen on the tracks where we don't really feel as strong inside this game. But round in the final corner, up towards the start-finish line. What's the time gonna be? 16.0. We go P15 again, just like at Silverstone, right on the bubble. We've actually gone and set the identical lap time to Pierre Gasly here at the moment, so I would have maybe felt slightly more comfortable in P14 rather than P15 here, but I'm sure we're going to see other times improve. Albon needs to find a couple of tenths though, so might be that our first run safely sees us through. I just don't want to run the risk. Like I said, we've gone with a qualifying setup here. I don't expect to be able to make many places up in the race, so we cannot afford to accidentally end up out in Q1. Oh no, Albon, he's been able to get the jump on me. Come on, we need to find a bit more time here. Everybody seems to be improving as we aren't. Why are we 3 tenths down? What is wrong with me on this game at the moment? I just cannot deliver over 1 lap, it feels like, on this game at the moment. And are you guys sure that the AI aren't using hot lap mode? Because it feels like now that they kind of might use a little bit of it as the lap goes on. Making our way through the final corner. Yeah, we're definitely in hot lap mode. We're out in Q1 again, though. P17. Are they using it? Are they not? I've got no idea. There we go. Tsunoda dips into the 114s at the end of qualifying. Maybe this isn't going to be a happy hunting ground for Red Bull like we've seen so many times in recent races. I guess the AI now... I mean, we're very, very balanced with Nico Hülkenberg in the last few races, so maybe we've actually got the AI level correct, finally, in this series. I said, I think it was Austria, that we've never qualified alongside him, and now we've done it 4 times in a row, so I guess it's balanced. I don't think we were going to find another quarter of a second to go clear of Alex Albon here come the end of qualifying, but I just desperately want a contract through from Ferrari so we can try and make the switch.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. It's tight, it's technical. Some drivers love it, some drivers find it a challenge. Either way, there's been so much drama in the last couple of years at the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're about 12 miles northeast of the bustling Hungarian capital of Budapest. We have 14 corners that comprise the Hungaroring, and they are all steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking has always been tough around here. It's a technical 2.7 mile track. The last few years in particular have been dramatic. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Russell, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Stroll, Gasly, Sainz, Ocon, Albon, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Mr. Monaco, Hülkenberg, Joe, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Try to put the starting position out of your mind and just focus on the race ahead. We can still do a good job here today.
Well, the only thing I can keep saying to myself at the moment is where we started last time and the fact we were able to score points. We started 16th in Austria, came 8th. We started 16th at Silverstone, came 5th. We start 17th here today, but I'll be honest, yeah, the Hungaroring, I'm not feeling a track so confident with. Honestly, I'm tempted to try the 2-stop, just as something a little bit different here. If we could go, say, 12 laps, 13 laps, and then softs. It reckons it's 8 seconds slower than the 1-stop strategy, so I think we're going to try that and hopefully be a bit quick towards the end of the afternoon. It'll open up as well if we get a safety car or something like that at some point during the Grand Prix. But yeah, really, really struggling at the moment with this car. Not really too sure why. We'll have to take a look over the summer break. It is 5 red lights though. And it's going to be lights out and away we go here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've done pretty well off the getaway. Not as well as Hülkenberg, though, who's immediately going to try and slice his way up the middle. We've got plenty of cars trying to look to the inside down at turn 1. We're going to try the outside line then, and somehow the seas have opened for us around the outside of numerous cars through the first corner there. Up now with Lance Stroll, as Ocon and Pierre Gasly just in front of me. I mean, yeah, like I said, we've set up this car to be quick over one lap, and, well, I'll take it if it's quick on lap one. As what is Esteban Ocon doing there? Yeah, but absolutely the grip to go around the outside of his teammate, but maybe was told no contact between you two, and unfortunately, we come off as the loser there. Luckily, we didn't pick up any damage or anything like that. Oh, I just saw one of the AI lock up in front and kind of panicked as Ocon hops over the curbs on the exit. It was a robust move by me in the first place, but he did kind of return the favour there. And let's not forget, we have the rule. If it's Esteban Ocon, it is allowed inside this game as well. So by the end of lap 1, we're up to P11 then. I can't see which McLaren that was that had the lockup. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I think it was Oscar Piastri. Yes, it was. So winner last time around at Silverstone. Maybe struggling a bit more today. Well, Hungary really is one of those tracks where you kind of settle into a rhythm very, very early on and see what happens, unless, of course, it starts raining here, and then it is anybody's guess. I'm monitoring the gap to Gasly, though, in front. I don't think Alpine have got the pace to keep up with Mercedes today, so if he drops out of that range quite soon, and we can stay in the range of the Frenchman, we might be able to try and apply a bit more pressure to him. Obviously, announced he was signing a long-term renewal with the Alpine team a couple of days ago. And rumour mill, I mean, I'm recording this on Thursday, so nothing's been announced yet. But apparently, it might be Carlos Sainz that's joining him. First half of the lap, we're looking really, really competitive against that Alpine. Second half, with the more kind of traditional change of direction and things, we're really, really struggling. We have just about been able to stay, though, in the DRS range of Pierre. Esteban Ocon, his teammate, maybe has been told to really push hard to try and get past me. Yeah, an Alpine sandwich is not the most comfortable place to be in the world, but I'd rather I'm battling them here and than them potentially taking big points away. Of course, we're locked into a late Constructors battle with them in the My Team career mode as well, but here we've got a little bit of safety.
Hey, that's Gasly ahead. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race.
What does Mark think I'm trying to do right now? I'm not just sat behind him for the fun of it. I'm desperately trying to keep up with Pierre early on in this race. Yeah, I'm still feeling... do we go for a two-stop? I guess if we're able to keep up with him, then it's probably quite pointless to try it. We may as well stay on the same boat as the AI. I don't know. I mean, is our pace going to be better if we're out by ourselves? Do I feel like I can overtake other cars? It's a very odd gamble, isn't it? Well, I don't know whether Gasly's getting slower or I'm getting faster here at the moment, but we just now seeming to be able to get a little bit closer to him through this middle sector of the lap, and that's really, really good. If we can just hang, you know, a couple of tenths closer, I think if we're within half a second of him as we make our way through the final corner, then we might be able to get a run back down to turn 1.
Okay to use your overtake button.
We also seem to be able to save a little bit more battery as well, so I think we're just driving a little bit better at this stage of the dim. Maybe we should have had a look there down the inside, but we didn't. Okay, then Max Verstappen, I think that is straight into the pit lane at the end of lap 9. I was going to say it might be worth it for us to box a couple laps earlier than the AI, try and undercut Gasly and get to the front. It's actually Perez then, sorry, that's boxed at just the end of lap 9, so he's going a very long way on the hard compound tyre to the end of the afternoon. Maybe Red Bull just a little bit too worried he's close to Verstappen in the championship, so just wants to screw him over. Oh, okay, now Hamilton as well, peeling into the pit lane, so maybe some of the AI are stopping here. Certainly would be a weird call, at least in my book, to do the strategy they're on.
That wasn't quite what we needed, but let's not worry about it. Get your head down and chin up, there's a long way to go.
So close to Pierre back down at turn 1, but yeah, just starting to slowly see AI in. I reckon end of lap 12 we're going to try and go for an undercut on Pierre. But yeah, we've got to try the one-stop now with Perez and Lewis out of position. I just want to basically give ourselves the best shot to take any points. Oh, come on, into the pits will come. I thought we might be close enough to potentially hassle Gasly back down to turn 1, but that's not going to happen here as we make our way in. Want a nice clean pit lane as well. Oh, just about. I mean, we turn those tyres into 50 pence pieces, but are you really pushing hard enough on the pit lane in this game? if you don't do that. Rear temperature just starting to struggle a little bit as Hamilton and Logan Sargent, the battle we all wanted to watch this afternoon, unfolding in front.
Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
I'm happier with that than I should be, simply for the fact that we didn't get held up with a bad pit stop. Let's go undercut Pierre. I'm hoping we've caught Logan Sargent at the perfect time here, because we should start seeing more of the AI into the pit lane. I think Perez is still trying to stretch a one-stop, but Hamilton is definitely on a two-stopper here as Hulkenberg peels into the pit lane. Unfortunately for me, Logan Sargent doesn't, but it does mean we get to use some DRS around the outside through the final corner. Don't often see moves there, but we'll go clean around Logan Sargent.
Target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Okay.
Look at that, we've actually closed in on Alonso.
3.6 seconds.
That's worked out really nicely for us. Then we've closed in on Fernando Alonso, the gap 2.5 seconds. I'm expecting him to pull away from me, but yeah, surely we've undercut Gasly by a big margin. There we go, another Sauber into the pit lane then. I believe that might be Zhou Guanyu. No, it is Kevin Magnussen. Still feels weird that Bottas is no longer in this series, but yeah, we should be then back up into the points. There we go, P10, P9. We're ahead of Oscar Piastri. And remember, Lewis Hamilton has still got a pit before the end of the afternoon. I'm happy just to let Oscar by and then try and hang on to him.
Leading our teammate by 11.8 seconds.
The undercut is so overpowered here. Ocon's now got the jump on Gasly as well by a good 2-3 seconds. Even Stroll's jump Pierre. Yeah, don't really have much faith in us being able to keep Oscar Piastri at bay. Definitely broke a little bit early there into turn 1 and we kind of got a bit pinched on the outside, but yeah, if we can hang with him for a few laps, build up that gap over Ocon behind, I think if we had more than about a 15-second lead, I could be tempted to pit again here and go to softs towards the end of the race, just to have the pace and try and go for fastest lap. Well, I guess the other two real questions we have then for the second half of this race is, are we going to see Perez pit again? And when are we going to see Hamilton pit again? He has to. He's used 2 sets of mediums so far this afternoon.
2.2 seconds.
Oscar Piastri is absolutely flying along here. He is loving life in that McLaren. Shame he's not in a particularly ideal position. But yeah, Hamilton just starting to slow those cars down behind him. Same probably will be said for Sergio Perez. I think the hards, well, should make it to the end of the afternoon. But that front left, yeah, is starting to look just a little bit angry. How many times have I said that on this game? We've got yellows. I would take a safety car now. That would be very nicely timed for us in this good position. It's one of the Saubers breaking down. I think that might be Magnussen, whose engine has expired. Not good because it's another Ferrari power unit.
Okay, they're out of this race.
So yeah, Magnussen left wondering what could have been. Probably not a lot based on that Sauber car's performance right now. Hamilton as well into the pit lane at the end of lap 21, so at least we've got someone that we know we're going to have to fight towards the end of the afternoon. If he comes out behind Ocon, and Stroll, which he will, that's going to be really difficult for him to get back to me by the end of the day. But yeah, we are up into P9. Ooh, okay, Perez is pitting. I was not expecting that by Sergio Perez then. Besides, he's going to dive into the pit lane here.
The gap is currently around 5 seconds.
So we're then up into P8 of this Grand Prix. And unfortunately, I was about to say, wonder what his pace would be like towards the end on those dead hard compound tyres. But he's come out, I think, he's still ahead of Lewis. But they're both going to have a lot of work to do if they want to get back to me. Our fight towards the end of this might be with Stroll and Ocon. But they're starting to trip each other up a bit. Yeah, we are going to have to start nursing them a little bit more towards the end, although admittedly, even that front left, which is taking most of the pounding, should only be at about 60% by the end of the race. Team's starting to get a bit more worried about it. I'm more focused on that gap to Stroll. I think he's kind of finally remembered how decent that Aston Martin is. It suits these higher downforce configurations. But yeah, Stroll, after a lap 1 DNF last weekend, has just carved that gap to under 3 seconds to myself. Come on then, 8 laps to go with this Grand Prix. Let's see what kind of straight line speed Lance Stroll's got in comparison to myself. I'm going to try and drain the battery back down towards turn 1. You can see that time around. The Aston Martin driver not able to get close enough to me. He's still running it upwards of a second a lap faster, but that's quite difficult to keep up when you're trapped under the gearbox of the car in front. This is one of the joys and pains of the Hungaroring. We obviously experienced it early on, stuck behind Pierre Gasly, but we're going to have to try and put up a defensive drive.
0 seconds.
Yeah, we're still losing time to the cars in front. That I don't really care about. But 4 points I would be very happy with. 2 I would take. I don't really want to finish any lower than none. We're also going to be mighty close on the tyre sim run. I really don't care about it normally, but we can try and just keep it under the score, then I'd be quite happy. One final corner to go. Oh, it's creeping up.
Okay,
Damn it! Damn it!
our targets. Not to worry, get your head down and chin up. Let's focus right the way into the checkered flag.
Well, we were about 150 yards out, but that is the difference maker inside F124. As, yeah, Stroll that time round. I think if we can defend the inside, we've probably got a good chance of keeping him at bay towards the end of this race. Well, again, here we go. Defensive against Lance Stroll. I think, you know, it could be that we end up having to try and do the same move every lap towards the end of this race. You can definitely see we're starting to struggle with the tyres. He has got a tyre advantage over me, and of course the other thing is that if Esteban Ocon gets here, then he might be able to try and fight his way through. Let's not forget as well, Hamilton. He's slowly moving his way back up through the order as well. Could he spring a late surprise as Stroll? The AI will get more impatient on this game. If they get stuck behind you for too many laps, they will start going for more aggressive moves. So it's not, you know, kind of cut and dry that we can keep him back. Here we go, Lance Stroll again, trying to look down the inside of me back towards turn 1. Oh, that time round we're able to hook it up the long way around. I should have defended more. I wasn't even thinking about it that time. We've got to try and defend to the inside. I won't get away with that mistake too many times. Again, I keep forgetting about it towards the end of the race. I don't know what I'm getting distracted by. The Stroll again that time round. I think will try and switch me off the corner. Not happening there, but you can see everybody else now is joining this train. I don't know whether that's going to help or hinder Lewis Hamilton. The AI, yeah, you can't really make moves if the car in front of you's got DRS as well, unless you've got a ridiculous amount of extra grip. Our Stroll is definitely getting more aggressive each and every time. You can see he's trying to push from a little bit further back and tries to get even closer alongside me. I mean, what does he have to do, though? I guess it's try and take me by surprise and just dive it up the inside in towards turn 1, but 3 laps left for the Hungarian GP. I was not expecting this result when we came into this one. I'm really happy with the way we've been able to pick up points so far this year. You know, especially in the last few rounds. We only really missed out at Barcelona, didn't we? Ever since Monaco. We've done really well, especially as the AI have got better on this game. Oh no, again, Stroll this time round on the inside. Just a little bit more speed there. He backs out. Why on earth is Stroll backing out of that down at turn 1? He had the car fully alongside me and just decides he's going to brake early in towards that first corner. If I was Stroll, I'd be getting the elbows out, absolutely sending it in, making sure I don't lock up, and parking it then on the apex, not allowing the car on the outside to get the run. But I guess obviously it is Lance Stroll at the end of the day. Recently announced he was re-signing with Aston Martin. Not that any of us saw that coming, because that's not what I saw coming. Horrible line there. Well, we left ourselves vulnerable, but again, just got the grip on the racing line. Well, helped massively today then by Hamilton and Perez's bot strategy calls. I'm so happy we didn't end up on a 2-stop here. It was definitely the right call to stay on what we were doing as Stroll. I mean, that's probably the worst run he's had on me all afternoon towards the end of this. We have soaked up the pressure late on in the day, and now as long as I don't make a mistake around the rest of the lap, surely 4 extra points are in the back pocket for us and the Haas Formula 1 team there. Max Verstappen, I think Perez had to box twice towards the end here, because Max Verstappen has almost lapped him in this Grand Prix there as the Dutchman rounds his way through the final couple of corners. He had a terrible time at Silverstone last time out, making a mistake by himself. Red Bull today, though, the strategy for Sergio Perez has not been there. The Dutchman is going to be back on top once again. Lando Norris, I think, is going to come through for P2, heading home ahead of both of those Ferraris. Actually, in front of me, it wasn't really many battles going on towards the end, with maybe the exception of Alonso Russell and Oscar Piastri. But in towards the final few corners, from 17th place on the grid, we have not got the pace over 1 lap, but we really still are able to use our good skill and, you know, confidence in this car to make the difference come Grand Prix Sunday. We took a gamble with the setup. It has paid off here today out of the final corner. It is 8th place once again here at the Hungaroring.
It's always box office when this man's at the front. Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
I genuinely believe that is going to be one of my most underrated drives so far this season. I hate this track with a passion, and to walk away with 4 points there, despite lacking a car that should have suited this circuit as well, I am really happy with. I genuinely am, like, looking back there, happy with the way we drove today. Max Verstappen, though, takes the win, 8 seconds clear ahead of Lando Norris. Like we said, Charles Leclerc beats out Tsunoda to 3rd and 4th. Alonso, Russell, Piastri, myself, Stroll, and Esteban Ocon rounding out the top 10 there. Carlos Sainz was able to hold off ahead of Lewis Hamilton right towards the end of the afternoon. And yeah, Perez, for some reason, was put on a 3-stop strategy. Did almost still beat Logan Sargent, though, who just clearly had no pace throughout the entirety of the weekend there. Hulkenberg, P16 for him in the end, able to get ahead of Kevin Magnussen, who of course failed to see the checkered flag, and the ailing Mexican. And that means if we take a look at the Drivers' Championship there, Max Verstappen the lead at the top now, 57 points as we head towards Belgium there. Charles Leclerc almost as close to Sergio as he is to his teammate. Piastri still ahead of Lando Norris. It seems like McLaren have taken a step forward recently and have really been able to up their pace there. Both drivers now ahead of Tsunoda in the championship standings. Mercedes struggling a little bit as Alonso re-jumps myself there. Yeah, we could be in a battle with Alonso and those two Mercs right the way throughout the rest of the campaign. Stroll, a couple of extra points, bumps himself clear of Sainz and Ricciardo once more, and it is still just Hulkenberg, Sargent, and Zhou Guanyu that have yet to get off the starting blocks so far this year. Their Red Bull, they open up the lead to 209 points even ahead of Ferrari. We are now 26 behind Aston Martin after their double DNF last time out. Alonso clearly came back with vengeance here and has just once again pushed themselves further clear of our team. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourselves subscribed. No video tomorrow, of course, because it is the IRL Austrian Grand Prix, so hopefully you guys enjoy that, and we'll be back Monday ready at Belgium.